Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Unicross. We're going to be doing the Leviathan quest, the big bonus challenge of this month, which is free 5,000 jewels if we're able to pass this. And right now is the best time to do this because at the end of the month, our mono keyblade multipliers are disappearing. I'm pretty sure they're going to go back down to 7 point something, or some of you guys are at 8. Well, right now you guys are at 10. Whoever's at 10 right now is going to go back down to 8. Whoever's at 9 going back down to 7. But I'll explain that as we're in the game. I'm going to try to complete the last 5, 6, and 7 with you guys because that's where the challenge comes in. One, he's got a lot of HP. His defense is pretty good because he's level 3000, and there's a condition you can't use your Kyrie or Shion because it's only 0 gauges. Actually, any metal that's 0 gauges you guys can't use. So I'm going to show you a couple of setups I'm going to use to beat this. I already beat this on my main account, and I used the Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora, and that worked out really good. But let's try to do this differently on this one, and then I'll show you that setup as well. So my sleeping line is level 22. I'm going to show you guys what traits I have right over here. So if you look right over here, extra attacks on slot 1, 2, 5, and 6. Strength multipliers are on 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ground enemy, which is important, is on 3, 4, and 5. But with this many multipliers, guys, it doesn't matter if your metal has ground or aerial with 9 point something or 10 point something multipliers. You should be doing damage even with metals that don't have negative 60 ground. So I haven't tested this yet, so I could be just biting a bullet here because 7.98 is not 8 or 9, but we'll switch it up. So, setup, how we're going to get around that multiplier, that one condition. You have to use gauges 1 or more. I'm using a copycat metal here who has 2 gauges copying my Kyrie. And the way I'm going to get over the whole buff that he starts off with every turn or debuffing me is that this metal has extra attack. So any copy metal you guys have with extra attack, that's going to work out really well. And this is just one strategy. I'm going to show you guys 3 strategies. So I'm going to show you how this one works. And it is possible to get that extra attack now since we have that shop there. And I recommend using extra attack on Lee, Angelic Amber, any of the newer copy metals like Demix from the organization event. Not organization event, that was just a poll. So yeah, if you guys can, put extra attack on one of those metals and use it to copy your Kyrie or your Shion depending on your setup. I'm going with Sleeping Lion because he is speed magic, and speed does super effective damage. So not only does it have huge multipliers, but we're also going to do massive damage because of that. Now, another tip is if you can find a friend metal that's according to the attribute, so in this case, speed, that has extra attack 120%, use that over anything else. That's like having 2 friend metals in one slot. I'm not going to use it because it's a little hard to have every party at least have one person with an amazing metal like that. 120 barely shows up, if anything. It's like 1% chance. So what we're going to do is just grab someone's Gula. Let's go with the Gula, but let's go with the Gula. When it comes to your friend metal, I would get a friend metal that has negative 60 ground. So I'll do this Gula over here. It's not too crazy. Negative 60 ground, extra attack. The more plus 1000s, the better, but we'll see if we need that much power. If you guys can find a KR21, we could use a KR21, but yeah, let's use a KR21. It doesn't have extra attack. It just has that 1 attack. Let's try it. All right. Does it have attack boost max 10 at least? Yes. Okay, so it has attack boost 10 max at least. So let's bring that in and let's go for this round. So strategy number 1, as you guys can see, he starts off with all these buffs. Let me just lower this by 2 over here. So he's got 2 million HP. He's got upright, reversed, and general? No general. So you only got to work on his upright or reverse depending on your setup. In our case, we're using upright. But to take care of turn 1, just activate your Kyrie and then activate one of your metals. They're going to give you the boost of 280% like you guys can see right there. So we're going to activate this 280%, giving all our metals 280% damage, and we got that 5 billion there. Now I'm going to speed this up. Just let it go because from here it's easy. And the double cast is not necessary in turn 1 because we did activate the supernova, so we're okay with that. It's turn 2, it's a little different. So there's 2 things here. We're going to manipulate the enemy's counter, and we're also going to take down its defense with that. So you see that Guardian Form Sword, you guys remember, didn't have negative 60 ground, but it did 1.6 billion damage. And now extra attack is doing 561 million damage. Still does a lot of damage without the negative 60 ground. But this is only a level 3000 enemy, so it's not too hard. This is just a showcase, one of the setups you guys can use for a buffer. Okay, so let's say that you don't want to spend 5,000 jewels and you don't have a extra attack copy metal. I'll give you another setup. All right, so this setup's gonna look very, very just messy, and it can work on round 7. It's just I don't have the proper metals for this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're gonna be using HD Era here, EX Plus, and this is not the new foreteller. These are older foreteller metals, but what they got is Overwrite. If you guys have Gula, the speed one, it's actually better for the setup. If you're using a power setup, then this works out. But in this case, you want to use one of these foretellers because they have Overwrite. And the way to tell a metal has Overwrite, you see this arrow right over here? That's not Overwrite. This metal can be copied, extra attack, and these buffs will stack. Where if you look at Era, it says deal 6 hits, 1 turn, 7 strength. There's no arrow over here. There's no arrow at the defense down either. So that means whatever he cast, the enemy could have 100 defense up. When you activate Era, it's going to go to 7. No matter what the buffs are or the debuffs are on you, Overwrite metals erase everything and apply that buff. So you want to look for your Overwrite metals. I'm going to show you guys actually a bunch of them right now. So there's more Overwrite metals in the game than I'm going to show you right here. But the thing is, we're looking for Overwrite with 1 gauge or more, not 0 gauges. So you guys got stuff like Zeus, who can Overwrite, gives you Overwrite strength 15, gives you that Overwrite upright strength to 15, and upright defense down to 15. But it's only for power. So this works out good. You've got other metals like Vanitas over here. If you're doing a reverse setup, you have Overwrite except for general defense down and general attack up. But then when I was talking about the foretellers, so if you guys are using speed setup like I'm using, if you have HD Gula, he overwrites everything here, 777, 777s all the way up and down, and then you activate whatever you guys want from there. That's going to finish off the other buffs because they can't. So if you can activate one of these foretellers, Ava's probably one of the good ones too to do that for, or Ear over here, you got magic but no speed, so you got to keep that in consideration. I'm using Era because Era does 7 general, 7 upright, but he also has 7 PSM defense down, so that helps me. At least it puts 7 speed down for me because of that. So look for your Overwrite metal and use it. That gives you the buffs and debuffs. I'm gonna jump back into the game. Let's jump with this one, and we're gonna take down the enemy's counters because these metals don't affect counters. The Leviathan's counters are going to go down to 0 with the help of our friend Woody over here, who has no attack boost, is not a supernova plus metal, and has no traits, got nothing. He's just there for his counters. So this is going to be the very weak version of this to help you pass number 6. This is a very free-to-play version. So we're going to collect all the gauges we can. Make sure to fill up your Keyblade to full gauges before you do this, because there's no way to restore gauges with this. So first things first, you guys can see he's got full buffs there. 15 up for reverse and reverse and upright. Now, if we look at the upright, let me slow that down because that's ridiculous speed. If you guys look at his 7 upright defense down, and we also got 7 general defense down. Now we're going to activate Sora here, or not Sora, Stained Glass number 5. And if you look at his buffs, or his debuffs, 11 general defense down, 14 speed defense down, and 7. Now we're going to activate Marluxia over here. I can put this times 2. Times 2 is not going to hurt too much. So 1.4 billion damage. It has more chance of doing higher damage. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is now we got 7 down, 11 down, and for speed we got 15. And our attack is up by 14. 15 for general, 17 for speed. So we got that looking pretty good. What we're going to do now is activate Ultimate Form Sora. We can do this a little bit earlier, but I think now's a good chance. 4.6 billion damage. And we got ourselves the 280% guild. So everything does more damage. Now from this point on, you can see the enemy's counters at 15. We're getting closer to making it to 0. So Ultimate Form Sora obviously doesn't activate that. But what this Ultimate Form Sora doing is giving us that 4,500 buff right over here in the top left to all upright metals. And that's going to be very important. Activate my Guardian Form Sora here. Bring down those gauges to 12. And then we're going to activate it again. Bring those gauges down to 9. And then activate Woody here, who's going to hurt my gauges so much. But he's the one who's going to clean up the rest of the gauges. So, Leviathan's going to hit us. We're going to hit him by that bubble attack. And the problem with the bubble attack is that we lose our general attack. So now we have no general strength. So we're going to activate Era here again. Activate Sora again. And our gauges are looking pretty weak. We don't have second chance on this setup. So we're doing this in 2 turns. And you can see we're at that much HP left, which is not a big deal. Combo activates 4.5 billion off Marluxia. Lee activates, giving more strength, doing 1.5 billion. Same Ultimate Form Sora, now doing 2.6. Activate 1.1 for extra attack. Ultimate Guardian Form Sora doing 9.9. We're down to 366,000. And because we don't have second chance, we need to kill it this turn. So we're going to activate all our supernovas now that we have the uprate boost. So this Lee is going to do more damage because we have 9,000 uprate, giving it 3.7 billion damage, killing him off in 2 turns with this setup. And this setup is very janky, does have no way to restore gauges. This can work if you can manipulate it for the next round as well. So that's another strategy you guys can use, mixing a metal with Overwrite and a buffer. This one was very iffy, but it worked for number 6. So number 7, let's clean this up and do, I guess, a more stable strategy. All right, for this next setup, I'm going to show you guys my main account. I streamed this over on Twitch last night on twitch.tv/SmellyOctopus. If you guys don't know, I stream there. Basically, this setup relies on that Kingdom Hearts 3 sword there and lightning. That combination together gives me all the buffs and debuffs I need without Overwrite. And the lightning has second chance on it, so it works out really nicely. The rest of the setup is just pure power, Lee, Copy, and Ultimate Form Sora, TVA, Riku, all doing damage and pure damage in the end. There's no carryover of the counters and nothing like that. So this is kind of the setup I went with. But the Sora did have extra attack, so that you got to keep that in consideration. What you can do is copy your Sora with Lee in the starting and then use lightning on the 3rd slot. Even though it's a reverse slot, still a slot to do damage. That can work as well. You don't have to have the extra attack on that Sora, but I didn't show you my free-to-play count because my free-to-play count doesn't have that Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. What I'm going to do now, though, is use my best setup to try to beat 7 out of 7 on my free-to-play and hopefully full clear this. Alright, so for my final setup of my free-to-play count, I'm bringing that copycat metal to copy my Kairi twice. We're putting Lee on a reverse slot because Lee is good for damage. He's at 27,000 and he's got that negative 60 ground, so he's going to do damage, but he's mainly there to copy Ultimate Form Sora's 1500 attack to all uprate metals. Sora's got his buffs. BF Sora is going to be the key to this because we're now going to be able to use our magic or power metals to their full advantage because it makes the next metal into a speed metal. So what's going to be my next metal? A foreteller metal. So if you guys have a foreteller metal that's speed, or sorry, magic or power, and you want to use it, bring it in. I know the buff's not going to help, but at least you're going to be able to use your fully powered foreteller metal in this. If you guys have Ava, it's going to make this even better. Ava does not have negative 60 ground, but it's not going to hurt when we hit turn 2 and turn 3 because we're going to have all these buffs stacked up completely that it should be fine. The Ultimate Form Sora, Lee, all that good stuff. And again, if I had my Keyblade level 35, this would probably be even better, but I don't. Now, we are manipulating enemies' counters, so we're bringing in a Supernova metal. Doesn't matter, Supernova. 12 hits, extra attack. Actually, before we jump into this fight, this Keyblade really needs to be cleaned up because a lot of these metals don't have attack boost 10 max. So not only is my Keyblade not level 35, but I don't have Ava with attack boost 10 max. GF Sora here does not have attack boost 10 max. That has 10 max, that's okay. That has an 8 max, that's okay. So I'm going to clean this up and I'll be right back. Alright, so Ava and Blitzform Sora, or Boyfriend Sora, is fully cleaned up. Attack boost 10 max, SP gauge 2, and Ava got attack boost 10 max, SP gauge 0. I went to go buy the avatar board, the chest piece for the anniversary, because it had 2 attack boost 10 maxes in it for 2,500. Great deal. So I bought that, got that upgraded. We are bringing in that. Hopefully I explained my setup and I cut this up properly, and you guys know exactly what's going on. And yeah, if not, you're going to get it as we go through this. So, turn 1, what we're going to do is activate our Ava's Supernova right now because it is magic. If we activate the Supernova, it's going to heal him. So we're going to activate it now with no buffs, and he's fully buffed on his defense to do 1 damage, but it gives us that 280%. Everything else we're saving is for turn 3. Now we're going to activate Kairi to get rid of all the buffs on him, and then we're going to activate nothing else from there. That's it. Because we already got our 208% guilt, and we're saving all the other Supernovas for when our buffs carry over. So like I was saying, Lee is going to copy Ultimate Form Sora for that 1,500. Ultimate Form Sora does another 3,000 because of extra attack, so we're at 4,500, as you guys can see up here my HP. And then because of Boyfriend Sora, Ava's a speed metal, and Ava doesn't have negative 60 ground, but she just did 4.5 billion. First attack, second attack, 1.7 billion. Negative 60 ground is not needed if you have the right buffs and debuffs, and if the Keyblade's multiplier is high enough. So, coming this turn, we're not looking too hot on HP right now, but our setups can get stronger and stronger and stronger. And because we activated that Ava last turn and he killed us, the carryover, we have that 280% guild still. So we're doing 690 million now. Now we're doing 2.5 with Ultimate Form Sora, looking really good actually. Carry over into this. The only problem is you're going to notice that we don't have full upright buffs when we hit Ultimate Form Sora. So Ultimate Form Sora is kind of lacking there, but look at Ava doing 6 billion with no negative 60, 2.4, and now we're going to go to the next turn where I am going to activate a Supernova Medal to help out with those defense down. Oh no, he's doing damage now because of the metal strength is at 4,000. No, he healed him a little bit. Okay, so let me show the issue we're having. Even though I have extra attack on Kyrie right now, 1, 2, Kyrie doesn't really give that much upright. So if you go look at my upright right there, it's at neutral, which is 0. So what I'm going to do is activate Ultimate Form Sora here. 953 million, but it only puts us to 6. And then I'm going to activate an Ultimate Form Sora here because it gives upright PSM by 10. Putting our upright to 16. That did 7 billion. And now this Sora has full strength doing 3.386. So that's the big difference right there. So we got him down. Yeah, that is a good game right there for sure. He's got 375,000 left. Even with that little mistake last turn, we didn't even activate all our supernovas. We had 2 more left, and we had another attack there. So there you go. Round 7 out of 7. Cleaned up. If you guys don't have an extra attack on a copycat medal and you want to do this, you can go with the, what do you call it? With the trait boards, the Moogle shop, but try to figure it out. There's Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. There's the foreteller medals that overwrite. Then you can bring your own buffer. You guys can do what I did. You could even probably double copy and bring in a really strong medal in here. Like I said, Vares's Ventus has an extra attack 120. Even if it doesn't, try to bring in a friend medal that does pure power. Maybe that's going to help you better than what I did, because that would have been the difference of doing extra damage. But with the carryover of Ultimate Form Sora and Ava, even if you guys have 2 Ultimate Form Soras, use them. That carryover or copy. Like I said, bring in a medal to copy this twice. You can copy backwards if you have the right medal. Like this medal here with extra attack or negative 60 ground is eventually going to do damage. Even though it's not a Supernova Plus medal, it can. So that's the Leviathan. I know that was a little bit of a here and there if you have and not have, but to specifically do this, it's either copy medals with gauges, extra attack on them, Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora, the foreteller medals with Overwrite. Those work out really nicely. A combination of all that, then plus manipulating the enemy's counters should help you guys out. If you have any more strategies, leave it down below. I'm pretty sure there's tons more, but there's the 3 I came up with during the stream, and they worked out pretty nicely. So if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.